Our next speaker is a sixth grader student from Hadi School of Excellence. She is passionate about interfaith and plans to attend the Peace Camp and aspires to become a board member of the Children of Abraham Coalition. The topic of her presentation is Ramadan during this pandemic. I present to you Zaina Khan.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. That means peace be upon you. My name is Zaina Khan, and today I'd like to present to you how Ramadan is different this year from the previous years because of the drastic changes in the world today due to COVID-19 and social distancing. In this divine month, normally Muslims flock to the mosques, perform their prayers, read the Holy Quran, and break their fasts in the mosque. We do everything together as a community. But during these tough circumstances, as we cannot go to the mosque and we're stuck within our homes, let's look at everything from a positive aspect. Instead of looking at what we could have done if the virus didn't exist, we want to see the things that we are capable of doing now that we weren't able to do in a typical Ramadan. To begin with, I realized that I have a lot more time on my hands since schools are all online now. Even though we have e-learning, it saves enough time for me to spend my time on things I used to have no time for. At the beginning of Ramadan, I made it a goal to start and finish the entire Quran in translation. I would read one para every day, and I'll be done with the complete Quran by the end of Ramadan, inshallah. And we have more time to focus on spirituality and reflect. After that, that's what Ramadan is for. Reflect over your past and make goals for the future. You decide on what your destiny will hold for you. At this time, we are like the caterpillars who need the isolation of the cocoon to turn into beautiful butterflies. It takes time for us to come out of the cocoon, but it's always for the better. Allah has taught us in Surah Inshirah, Inna ma'al usri yusra. With every difficulty comes ease. We have to face this difficulty to find ease in the future. Just like the butterfly needs to struggle its way out of the cocoon, or else its wings won't be strong. We have to build up our potential, we have to build up our stamina and our capability to face bigger challenges in life. And so we need to be isolated to tweak our brains and reflect upon all these things. And Ramadan this year, we get more enhanced family time. We get to pray Salah collectively on time. And we do iftar together as a family. My mom and I would prepare iftar ahead of time. And now that we possess so much time, we can make creative and delicious meals. Something that we have to keep in mind is that in a normal Ramadan, we would go to the mosque, right? Now, it takes time to get dressed and drive to the mosque, and this year we could use that time to pray. Now, in Ramadan, during COVID-19, many people started to doubt whether it would be suitable for us to fast because we are prescribed to take nutritional intakes for a stronger immune system. But it turns out fasting reboots your body, it gets rid of your dead cells and boosts your immune system. It has so many benefits. We have many people who do their thesis on how fasting is beneficial for the body. So in my school, Hadi School, what we did was that we worked together and we made this Ramadan journal to keep track of what we are doing during social distancing in Ramadan. So I wanted to present to you my journal. All right, so this is my Ramadan journal. So this is how I prepared for Ramadan. I put in all my goals of what I wanted to do in this Ramadan. I got new recipes, ideas for iftar, and helped my mom arrange the kitchen so it would be easier for us to cook and bake an iftar every day in the lockdown. My Ramadan arts and crafts. So I do a lot of calligraphy, Arabic calligraphy, and this is over here a Ramadan Kareem, one that I made recently. I have been making more calligraphy because of the time that I have. And so this is what one of the students in my school made. So these are some handmade flowers made out of paper. And so every time they recited a surah from the Quran, they would hang them up over here for each and every surah that they read. And so what I did for the charity, anytime that I would be feeling like I would be getting anxiety, hungry, or thirsty, I'd take out a dollar bill and put it into a box, and we would donate that to charity later, and that's usually after Ramadan ends. My Quran reading activities. I had a goal since the beginning of Ramadan to start and finish the entire Quran in this divine month. Since I completed the Arabic many times, I wanted to read the Quran with translation. It's really interesting, and I'm able to read a para a day with ease since I have so much time on my hands. I also have been making notes on sticky notes and sticking them on the page so I can refer back to them later on. Opening iftar. So we cooked and baked a lot during this Ramadan because we had so much time on our hands. My entire family was able to open our fast together, which normally didn't happen because we would be at the masjid. And so I enjoyed cooking a lot, and it was really nice. And iftar has its own vibes when you're with everybody else and with your family. So these are some cultural foods from the country that I came from, and I come from India. So the first one here is fried rice, smoked chicken, chicken 65, pulao, and halim. And this is iftari over here. So what we did for our neighbors, what me and my mom did was that we made halim and other desi dishes, and we packed them and gave them around the neighborhood to all the people that live nearby. And whenever we would make trips to the market, we would always ask our neighbors, especially the seniors, if they needed anything. So what we did together as a class. So my class and I were reading Quran together on Zoom. And this is what we did in Ramadan. Thank you.
Wow, all that food looked delicious. I wish I lived in your neighborhood, Zaina. Thank you. Emily Egan is a Roman Catholic campus minister at Boston College. She is a former board member of the Children of Abraham Coalition and was proud to collaborate with COAC this past October to create the first interfaith retreat at Boston College. This experience brought students from 11 different traditions to find common values and become advocates for interfaith corporations. Cultivating an interfaith culture on the BC campus would not have been possible without all she had learned from her dear friends at COAC. Thank you. The topic of her presentation will be Ramadan as thin space. Welcome, Emily.
Hi, everyone. Ramadan Kareem and peace, salam, shalom. Tonight, in response to the question of what Ramadan means to you, I wanted to briefly share how Ramadan has become a thin space for me as a Catholic Christian. In Celtic Christianity, there is this notion of thin spaces. And thin spaces are locations, circumstances, or people that help us feel especially close to God. For some of you, this might be in a mosque, a synagogue, or a church, but it doesn't necessarily need to be explicitly religious. I know a lot of people feel closest to God in the beauty of nature, the warm embrace of a grandparent, or even being forgiven when you least expect it. From a Christian perspective, God is always close to us, as close as our breath. The challenge is how to keep awareness of this presence at the forefront of both our minds and hearts. We distract ourselves in so many ways, whether that be work or school or caring too much about other people's perceptions of us. This is why it's helpful to identify thin spaces. If we know the thin spaces that bring us to God consciousness, we can always go to them when we need them. So perhaps somewhat surprisingly, as a Christian, the season of Ramadan has become a thin space for me over time. Despite the fact that I'm not Muslim, I'm in absolute awe and amazement of Ramadan. The act of witnessing my Muslim brothers and sisters fast from sunrise to sunset, pray with their bodies 5 times a day, give to those in need, and come together in community makes me feel a closeness to God that I don't think I could experience other ways. As with anyone pursuing a spiritual path, sometimes God feels close and sometimes God feels far. I remember a couple years ago, for whatever reason, God was feeling far. Yet the spirit of Ramadan was contagious across faith traditions. Simply listening to a former Muslim student describe his Ramadan practice made me feel carried to God when I wasn't able to reach out myself. The Christian writer Anne Lamott suggests 3 prayer prompts for people who are just starting out. The prompts are help, thanks, and wow. And I often think this last category, the wow category, can be overlooked. Wow is when we're stopped in our tracks and filled with awe, wonder, and radical amazement. I know that for me, Ramadan evokes a feeling of wow in the most authentic sense of the word. I'm very grateful to my Muslim brothers and sisters for giving the sacred gift of Ramadan to me as a thin place. Thank you. I'm so glad to be with you all. This gathering feels like chicken soup for the soul during some hard times.
Thank you, Emily, as you are an inspiration for us as well. At this time, we will have our breakout session, and I invite Sister Shaheen to explain the breakout session to all of us.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It is I have to make myself highlight. Sorry about that. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Peace be upon you. Thank you so much for attending. This is such a beautiful gathering. And we can see that this is the highest number of attendees we have had so far from the past Interfaith events. And today I just want to kind of go over the breakout session. So I will automatically place you with in breakout rooms. And the way breakout rooms works is you will be in groups and you'll be able to discuss, and you'll be able to see and meet the host and the COAC leaders. And you want to make sure you reflect upon what are some takeaways from all the speeches that we have heard so far. So this is typically what would happen in IEC, and if we were to be in IEC, we would take you to Interfaith Iftar, where we would sit together and have those discussions. And of course, we will have the Interfaith Iftar at Alibaba later on, and I'm sure you're registering for the event also in the chat boxes. There's a link. Those of you who have joined with the invitation, please make sure that you give us your information. So what I want to ask of you is, we want to take a group picture. So if you could turn on your cameras, and you're welcome to take pictures. We'll have to take pictures with a couple of screens. And inshallah, this will be a great keepsake for you to share of a great Interfaith Iftar that we have online. In spite of the pandemic, we were able to meet together and have a good time and find our commonality more than the differences. So while I do that, please go ahead and turn on your cameras, and I will put you into breakout rooms, and you don't have to do anything. When the timer runs out, you'll be placed back into the main hall, and then we will do the closing remarks. So if you can please turn on your cameras, and I will put a timer for 10 minutes so that we can go in the breakout rooms and come back in the main hall. Thank you so much. Okay, time to take pictures. You can chat, you can unmute yourself and take pictures, and we'll place you in a breakout room soon.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. So it doesn't know. No, but were you able to talk to him at all before? When the hospital called you, or they just?
You can take a screenshot.
Well, did you like it? Do you want to share anything? We are good. Okay. Looks we are coming back to our sessions.
I got switched to another breakout room.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get disconnected and got
No, no,
connected?
no. I just got switched to a different one in like the last 10 seconds, but it was all good.
Yeah, we were wondering where did you go? We thought that
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's great. Okay. Looks like they're coming back anyhow.
And I literally said in the group, I'm like, sometime this week I'll.
Okay, looks like we are just a few people to come back.
MashaAllah, loving it.
MashaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Walaikum assalam. Walaikum assalam. Are everyone back from the breakout room? Looks like. Okay. So I would also like to mention at this time that every year we have been also doing going to the Feed My Starving Children. And this year, since we did not go to Feed My Starving Children, Hadi School of Excellence and COSC Youth would like to dedicate their charity to Whiter House of Hospitality. And Whiter House of Hospitality is a residential program for young men 18 to 23 who come to the United States at 16 or 17 without family, and those of them who are seeking asylum. And at St. Whiter House, they can go to school, work, and get counseling. And without the Whiter House, they would await their immigration hearings in a jail. So this is really important for our youth, because our youth have met these youth and they really feel for them. So they wanted to dedicate their charity to the Whiter House of Hospitality. And we have helped, St. Whiter has helped, Whiter House of Hospitality has helped 63 men from 18 countries, and the majority of them are Muslims. So we would like you to, since we did not go to Feed My Starving Children to serve those who need, we are dedicating this Whiter House of charity to Whiter House of Hospitality. So if you will get the information in mail. So with that, I will back to you, Imran.
Thank you. And the Whiter House House of Hospitality is really, really inspirational. I've been a part of it for almost 3 years now. And you talk about some inspirational men. These young men, you can learn so much from sitting there and talking to them, just strong characters. So very, very, very well deserved. Rabbi Steve Hart was ordained as a rabbi by the Hebrew Union College in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1986. He served as the assistant and associate rabbi of North Shore Congregation Israel in Glencoe, Illinois, Temple High in Long Grove. Rabbi Hart has worked very closely with interfaith matters and concerns. He has served as the clergy chair of the Northwest Suburban Interfaith Council and has participated on numerous interfaith panels as a representative of the Jewish community. I now request my good friend, Rabbi Hart, to address the closing remarks.
Imran, thank you very, very much. And to one and all, welcome back. As noted, my name is Rabbi Steve Hart. I serve as the Jewish faith leader of the Children of Abraham Coalition. And although this year we were unable to take off our shoes as we entered the mosque, or join together, or witness evening prayer, or share in a remarkable meal, it was through this virtual iftar, I believe, that we together have captured the spirit in the inner meeting of this gathering by sharing it with over 100 Muslims and Christians and Jews. And together we have prayed and we have learned from the members of the Children of Abraham Interfaith community about the meaning of Ramadan to each of us personally. And through the miracle of Zoom, we have joined together as well in smaller groups to share our insights and moments that touched our hearts. So I wish to take this final moment to express our collective thanks to Shaheen Khan and the Muslim faith leader of the Children of Abraham Coalition, and the support of the Islamic Education Center for their assistance, their guidance, and leadership in enabling us to create this virtual iftar. We are also grateful to each of our presenters whose thoughts and insights helped us to understand and appreciate the personal meaning this time also holds to all peoples of faith. As has been noted, this Ramadan Iftar is just one of several prominent opportunities hosted by the Children of Abraham Coalition for us to gather together and to learn and to share and to celebrate our oneness in God's eyes. I'd like for all of us to prominently mark Sunday afternoon, September 13th at 5 o'clock for our annual Potluck for Peace, a celebration of interfaith culture, not canceled, just virtual. Like this very moment, we have re-envisioned the best of our Potluck for Peace gatherings. And this September, we will celebrate the best of our interfaith culture through music, the artistic expressions of our interfaith peace camp, and also, we hope, a memorable interfaith comedy routine. Once again, there will be an opportunity for us to break off into smaller group conversations, such as this evening, to share some of our own personal cultural expressions from our respective faith traditions. So as we conclude now formally this afternoon, on behalf of all of us, I would like to invoke God's blessings for good health and for well-being. During this time of tremendous challenge for us all, we turn to the source of all life, the all-merciful one, and we ask for inner strength and fortitude to find amidst moments of darkness rays of light and hope. May these days bring out in each of us greater generosity and charity and expressions of love towards one another. May we be forever reminded that each of us is made in God's image. May we now go forth from this gathering in peace and salam and shalom. Amen.
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 Thank you to all of the presenters tonight. Thank you to all of you who came and participated in this wonderful event. Just a reminder that I have posted the registration link again in the chat. To be eligible for the $15 gift certificate, you must be registered. We hope to see you all next year in person, inshallah, God willing. Thank you, everyone. Good night, and God bless.
God bless.
Good night. Thank you.
Hi, thank you all. Thank you all for coming. It was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you,
Well
Emily.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for organizing.
Thank you, Emily. Good to see
Thank you,
you.
Shaheen.
Good to see you too.
Yes. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Shaheen, for arranging this. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Mushtaq Mohsin. Thank you so much, Brother
I
Mushtaq.
was tracking, we had about 120 people present almost
Right.
the entire time.
Yes. Yes. 120.
Zoom
They
in.
were, yeah, mashallah.
Good job.
Good job, Pat. Beautiful
Good
speech.
job.
Thank
Good.
you.
Everyone spoke very beautifully, mashallah. Great.
It's really a nice night.
Very great.
Good job, Father Corey. Good job.
It's so good to see you, my friend. Mulana, I'm
Yeah.
sorry I cannot give you a hug, a virtual hug. You're a good man. It is just refreshing to see you, my friend and brother.
Very much, me too. Always. Thank
Yeah.
you. Good to see you. At least.
Mulana, it was 10 years ago we met. Can you believe that?
Yes, yes. But still, you are the same. What is the secret?
Makeup.
Mashallah. Yeah, very good. Good to see everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Be careful driving home. I haven't seen you for
I
a long
know.
time.
Yes, Terry, it's wonderful to see you and everyone, mashallah. Sandra,
Thank you so
thanks.
much.
Thanks
It was
so much.
lovely.
Yes.
All the
Yes.
speeches, very meaningful.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Madeline.
Thank you, and you'll be safer because maybe it's a good thing we didn't meet in person. I have a pond in my yard here.
So do I. So do we.
So
Yeah.
we'll be
Checking
safe.
the basement like every hour.
Mhm,
There's some
mhm.
wonderful people here. There's Mike Thompson. Hi, Mike. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for your support of Vider House too. I see Iqbal. I think Iqbal, she is wonderful. It was great to be with her earlier today on another Zoom.
Mhm.
It is just so many good folks here.
Mashallah.
Yeah, Rich, I saw Rich Rosen. I think he might be gone. People are leaving, but
Yeah. Right.
so
Alhamdulillah. That's great. Thank you so much. Inshallah, hope to meet you again in person
yes, thank
very
you.
soon.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Terry.
Stay safe.
Good night.
Good night. Talk to you.
Virtual
all.
hug, virtual
Virtual.
kiss.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
That's is that like a whatever that critter is on the shoulder? Say good night to it.
Oh, I just unmuted everybody. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care, Father Koi and Pat, everyone here. Thank
Bye
you. Bye bye. Bye bye.